Hey, so this is the final part of my series with Monica Strut, breaking down how to launch your band, everything from preparation and the assets and all that good stuff that you need, all the way up to, Monica just did a really good video on growing awareness, right? So we've kind of been through this pattern together, and I want to talk about the final steps, which are sort of like outreach and the industry, right? And those sort of next steps around it. And I think one of the big mistakes bands make, especially when they start to get somewhere meaningful, is that they start to seriously, they hire a manager or something well before they need a manager. They try to get a booking agent when no one comes to their local shows. You shouldn't really be trying to get a booking agent before you can draw, 50 people at home. Otherwise, it's just sort of silly, if I'm being honest, right? And then beyond that, I think one of the really important keys that I see people missing out on is this idea of hiring PR. I think if you're really got that release about to come out, and you're trying to get somewhere, you want to be hiring PR. That really needs to be the focus for you. Because I think when it's not the focus, I think that's when people start to really screw up. Because that's when I think it starts to become it just starts to become silly because you don't get any real press, and then it's not really meaningful, and it's just frustrating, So that's what you should be looking at doing next as you get ready to drop your first releases and grow, hire some PR, maybe run a few ads, those sorts of things. I think any band who hires a manager too early on is shooting themselves in the foot, because 9 times out of 10 it's just, it's either the bassist's girlfriend or it's someone who's got something going on but is just too busy. You don't want to hire a manager until you have to hire a manager. It's fine to hire someone to give you some advice. That's what I do, right? It's fine to hire someone to sort of guide you along the path, but don't expect a real manager to come in. Similarly, if you're not selling any records, and you haven't played that many shows, don't expect a label to come in and sweep you off your feet. You need to start to build up some legitimacy if you want to kind of be able to get to work with some of those types of people, and that's not because they're greedy or mean or whatever. It's just because there's a lot of people knocking on those doors, and if you want to sort of be allowed in, you've got to really make a point of how do I become better within that framework? How do I become the person who people want to sign? How do I show, the two things that labels care about, which are, is this going to be cool to work with? Does it fit? Are these people cool? And then also, is this going to make money? If you can say yes to both of those questions, then you're going to get somewhere a lot faster. But usually people can say yes to they're cool to work with and they're nice, or at least they think they can say yes to that. A lot of times people are not actually as cool to work with as they think. But beyond that, is sort of this idea of is money going to be made here? Because if money isn't going to be made, then you're really just shooting yourself in the foot. And I think that's a really frustrating one that not a lot of people want to hear, but you kind of have to come to terms with a little bit, is that, so early on, look, the first person you should look at hiring is PR. PR is going to be able to help you. They're going to know. Hire PR relevant to your level. This is a big mistake I see bands making a lot of the time. On their first release, they pay $5,000 on PR and it doesn't get them anywhere. Even if a PR has gotten clients into Rolling Stone, they're probably not getting you into Rolling Stone, right? And that's not because your band sucks or because Rolling Stone are dicks. It's because Rolling Stone cover big bands, And a lot of times you want to go with a more specialty boutique PR who kind of push more DIY underground things. And if you've got that going, then you're going to go get somewhere a lot faster. That should really be your priority, is always look at the bands who are 18 months ahead of you and who are doing things right and see what they're doing, and then just emulate that, and then you grow from there. I think a lot of people overthink it, but it's really that simple. Just look at the bands a bit ahead of you, hire the same people as them. Don't look at the bands 10 years ahead of you. Look at the bands 2 years ahead of you, where, okay, we could realistically get there. And then, you kind of start to evolve it and massage it from there. And so that's why I'm saying, PR is the first thing you hire. That's the first place with the industry you really interface outside of promoters and stuff, Then once you start to draw an audience, you get a booking agent. Then once you've got your booking agent and you're playing tours and you're starting to gross some money, then you get a manager. I won't manage anyone who grosses under $50K a year, just because motherfuckers got to make money. Anyway, so that's kind of how your new band should be looking at engaging with the industry, reaching those next levels. I know that was some pretty intense stuff in there, but if you have any questions, just drop them in the comments. I'll be sure to reply. And please, please, please do like, subscribe, ring the bell, all the things. That really does make my life a lot easier and better. Thank you so much for watching. Take care of yourself. God bless.